Now, wasn't I just telling y'all last week what a sugar daddy was? Aoki Lee Simmons was not with her sugar daddy. That was either her boyfriend or one of her tricks. This man is 44 years older than her, and chances are he probably took his Cialis and he be ready for action. And see, y'all got to understand that these people get accustomed to a certain lifestyle. And I know that they were saying how the father, Russell Simmons, was financially abusing them. Yes, that is a thing for the rich people. But when you trying to stay afloat and you trying to maintain a certain look and a certain lifestyle after you get cut off, child, you might just end up doing a couple strange things for some change. But when you look at history and you realize that her mother was with Russell Simmons, and Russell Simmons was a old geezer, and she ain't had no business with him at all. But back in the day, people was getting away with a lot more. So, people acknowledged it, but ain't nobody really try to do nothing about it. But it's crazy because Kimora started modeling at a young age, and although she was a model and she lived on her own, being a young, maybe she was about 13 years old, living by herself in Paris, she had to grow up kind of fast. So she got familiar with what older men do with models and about, how they're their biggest fans. And they approach them and try to go after them and date them. And, again, when people want a certain lifestyle, some of the girls do it and some of the girls aren't willing to do it. When she was a little bit younger, we almost thought that she wasn't going to get into that, but then she ended up with Russell Simmons. So I don't know what flipped her coin and made her go in the opposite direction, because she definitely said how them old men be coming after them young girls, but then you end up with an old man. So I just don't know what happened. But I don't know. Maybe her mom gave her the G and maybe she learned it on her own. But then sometimes you end up learning lessons through your kids, like the things that you might have done in the past and certain things like that come back to you and you experience it from a different angle through your kids, which Russell Simmons has done this over the course of his life. So now it's his daughter. And he did comment and say, oh, peace and blessings. You know what type of time he always be on. But I know you feeling some type of way, and I know you seeing an issue with this. But now it's not just some random runway model. It's your daughter. But you got to keep it generic, because if you speak out against it, somebody's going to come forward and say, well, hey, you ain't had no problem doing that to me. So, of course, he's not going to say what the typical father response would be, because he cannot say that. But I don't know. I could be wrong. What y'all think?